Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the One Conscious Love Network. I'm here with Beatrix. Beatrix and I met last week at a networking event. She's this beautiful soul, so I wanted to introduce her to all of you. Beatrix, tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thank you, Melanie, for having me here. Thank you for the invite. It's really great to be here and connect with you. What do I do? I work with businessmen or career-driven men who achieve their career success or business success at the expense of either their physical health or their relationships. And I help them bring them all these areas together so they can thrive in these areas with health, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. And I do this simply with a mindset reset and emotional reset work. I equip my clients with tools that they can use in their spare time so they can be self-sufficient. Because I don't believe that a man should be sitting on the therapist couch for ages. I truly believe that they are just to be equipped with the right tools or practices that help them to thrive in all these areas of their life.
Mm-hmm. And so tell us more about these guys that you're helping. So they're really focused like on their career, focused on their business, focused on their success, whether they're professional athletes or businessmen, and then they realize that they have these large gaps in their personal lives as far as finding love, finding family. Like, can you expand a little bit on that and how it is that you're really helping them involve these other sections of their lives evolve?
Yeah, sure. They experience the external success. Everything looks really nice and fine externally, but internally they might be breaking down.
Mm,
So there's a lot of stress around, there's a lot of anxiety around, snapping at loved ones, feeling overwhelmed all the time, waking up with impending doom, anger issues or rage issues.
mm,
And these emotions impact their behaviors, right? As they show up as a father or husband, as they talk or communicate with their spouses, with their children, even with their clients in business. So I help them release all the emotions that are not necessary to hold on to any longer, and I help them also release the mind patterns behind all these emotions that are no longer relevant or they are outdated.
mm,
We refresh their identity, we refresh their mindset, we refresh their emotional state because these two things, the mind and emotions, are the foundation of our behavior.
mm,
Essentially, if we peel it down to the core, it's all about really what we think and believe, the perceptions we hold about ourselves and our place in the world, and the emotions we attach to it. That creates our behavior. So I have them integrate these areas by releasing what's not working.
yes. Oh, that's beautiful. And what brought you to this work? What made you choose this line of work?
Um, so the transition of my late fiance when he passed away, that got me into the work.
Mm,
And when I started my business, at some point I realized that I have a history with men. Not that I realized, but deep down I know because I experienced it, yes. And I just said, okay, because you have a history with man, let's focus on man. Let me extract my stories, my lessons into this business and help man
mm,
with
that's
with
beautiful.
everything that I have myself overcome. That
Yeah,
that got me into business. That got me into this work actually.
that's beautiful. And there's many modalities to choose from, but I know you do rapid healing. And so do you want to talk a little bit about how that works, why you chose that, and how do you see the transformation with your clients.
Yes. The reason I love it is because it's something unique. It's not that traditional thing. It's not about the talking endlessly. It's not about um, just understanding, but it is about a transformation in the session itself. And the reason I love this method is because it holds in itself or includes in itself lots of modalities. And when I work with my clients, I pick whatever modality would be the best for that situation, whatever comes up in the session. And it's very, very powerful. So we access the subconscious mind and we work with childhood. We reveal things that they've never understood. And that clarity for men is a huge step ahead because as they are solution seekers, they want to find the solution for a problem, but they never really actually get access to that, the real reason, the real root cause, the real why am I experiencing this? Am I experiencing the anger all the time when my kid is giving tantrum, for example? They don't understand it. But once they get to understand it, that's an extremely powerful step ahead of their transformation. And what I've noticed that the most important revelation for them is giving themselves permission that they don't have to hold on to the programming that they were given to. They can now act as an adult differently than they were taught as a child. And I hear that a lot. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm an adult now. I don't have to think like I was taught in my childhood, or I don't have to think as that 4-year-old, 5-year-old hurt, resentful child any longer, but I can choose to show up differently.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a permission they've never given themselves. So we navigate through that and I have them give themselves permission to do so because that's what essentially would lead them to transformation.
Mm. That's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, thank you. Um, a transformation that I could tell you about, or a client, he was 23 and he was experiencing extreme anxiety, panic attacks,
Mm.
and he regularly called the ambulance. So he couldn't get his birthday party done because he had to call the ambulance. He couldn't finish a breakfast. He couldn't go to the gym. He was just before a promotion. He was extremely nervous about how he could show up. And I remember when we started to practice how he can be in control of his mind and of his emotions, a whole new world opened up to him.
Mm.
Like, oh wow, I can be in control of myself. And it feels a lot better. And I am in charge, not the anxiety, but I have the power within me without doing anything other than just use my natural tools. And 3 months later, it was only just one session. And 3 months later, he reported that now I'm going to huge supermarkets. I don't have anxiety or panic attacks
Mm.
anymore. I'm enjoying the crowds. I don't have to stop on the highway for breaks any longer. I can manage myself, and it was that was really really powerful.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful transformation from understanding that concept and being able to embody it and use it in his life. That's really, really beautiful. What do you like to transform the most in your clients? What do you feel gives you the most aha moments and great feelings?
Mm, Um, confidence and love. When confidence and love in terms of I love showing my clients, especially men, or helping them transform themselves into a self-assured, confident version of themselves, who can trust themselves, believe in themselves, and have that steady, firm, I know who I am, and I trust myself because I know who I am. And the other one is the love, which can be translated into self-respect. That's huge for men because many of them don't love themselves as much as would be the most beneficial for them.
That is so big, right? The self-love and the appreciation of who they are and how they're showing up in the world is going to be really, really big for them for sure. That's beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yes. And that's for everyone, though, I believe.
Mm,
That's genderless. Men and women, we all need the self-love. I've just I just happen to work with men, and what I've noticed is that not many are on the journey of self-love.
that's very true. Very true. What are some of
Yeah.
the obstacles that you find as the common challenges in their lives that are coming up often that maybe someone's watching that's thinking, oh, I do have that. Maybe I should reach out to Beatrix. Like, what are some of those common obstacles that they're faced with?
Mm. What tends to hold them back in either it can be business, relationships,
Mm,
is anxiety, impending doom, imposter syndrome, a lot of doubts about themselves, and a lot of fears around how they show up, what they should be doing in a relationship or in business. And then it goes back to self-trust or self-belief. These are the main things that we address.
mm,
Um, I always say that I help my clients with what I have overcome, and that was uh, three main things. That was anxiety, depression, and addictions for me.
mm,
These were the three core issues that I addressed with the same method that I use in my business or in my practice. And it helped me quickly change my life around. And of course, it had a lot of ripple effect as well on other areas of like people pleasing, confidence, communication, assertiveness, promotion, and things like that.
that's beautiful. Yeah, and addiction can be in so many shapes. It could be caffeine, it
Mhm.
could be work, it could be just being alone all the time. So there's a lot of different ways as well that it can show up, right, and manifest itself.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes, in many ways. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
understanding those. And you do offer workshops and events as well. Did you want to talk a little bit about those?
Yes, yes. I love collaborating with colleagues of mine, whoever I come across with. And right now, we are hosting a workshop for women 50 and beyond. And it's about building better relationships 50 and beyond. It is it's a transformational workshop that we're hosting on the 22nd of July with a colleague of mine, and it is about reclaiming ourselves first before we can reignite the relationship in the next chapter of our lives. And the reason it actually resonates with me a lot is because when I started to address my identity, how I see myself, how what I say to myself when I look into the mirror, when I address self-love, self-acceptance, that's when I attracted a beautiful man into my life. That's
Mm,
when things started to shift in my life. So that just proves that everything starts with us.
mm.
When we recalibrate our energy, then we attract different things into our life.
That's beautiful. Yes. Oh, that's going to be such a great event. So you'll have to make sure to put the links in the comments so
I
everybody
will,
can
I
check it
will.
out. Yeah.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Another one is going to be a workshop for dads who are entrepreneurs. And this workshop will be, or rather, mastermind will be about how to balance being a dad and an entrepreneur
Mm, that's huge. Yeah.
and stay healthy in the doing or in the journey. That's what we're working on with another colleague of mine.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Mm.
Anything
Mm.
else you want to share with everyone?
Other than that, I work one-to-one because that's more effective and direct results for
Hmm.
my clients. And as I said, I don't believe in clients coming back to me, keep coming back unless they have something very deep to address. And workshops, I will let you know what else would come up. Other than, as I said, working one-on-one. The other thing, actually, your intake or maybe the audience's intake will be interesting to hear is I'd like to host a workshop for men, which is about how to earn respect from a woman.
Mm, beautiful.
Because I think that's something we might not address properly these days. So yeah, that's on the way.
That's awesome. That sounds lovely. That's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
One thing
Thank
I always ask everyone is, what does one conscious love mean to you? So what comes to mind for you and the concept of that?
What comes to mind is without sounding the cliche that really all of us is filled with a lot of love. All of us is love. And we have so many things that suppress that love. We have so many barriers inside of us that says, no, let's just hide away from that love, or let's just not express that love. And it's really when we express that when we express that love, we're not losing anything. We are just giving. It's not like we're getting smaller. It's not like something's going wrong or yeah, it's just,
Mhm.
it's just our duty to share if we have it in us. And if we don't feel that we have it in us, can we ask the question, is it our duty to access it? And the reason I said this, the reason I mentioned this answer is because, believe it or not, um, through my programming or upbringing or whatever, all the experiences I've gone through, I had no idea about love or the love that we are talking about here, the one conscious love, or or we love at all, or these questions, thoughts would never come to me.
Wow.
I had to come to a point where I started to address myself and my issues and um, look into who I am, what do I possess, look into spirituality. And that's when I started to understand
Hmm.
what this love is, what this, what we're talking about. Because before all I had was a lot of anger, resentment, a lot of guilt and shame, and they were pushing down this love. So um, that it comes to what comes to my mind. Another thing is to I practice remembering that when something, or let's say someone would trigger me, let me put it, let me deal with it in two ways. What's the trigger? Let me understand it. That's all about me. And the second is, hey, we're all love, or I I accept it. the way you made me feel has got nothing to do with me reducing the love towards you.
Hmm. That's
And what does it
beautiful.
mean to you, Melanie?
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. For me, it's our connection as one pure love that we all belong to. And a little bit like what you spoke of, the world keeps pulling us down into these low vibration energies of rage and envy and greed and materialism and all of these things. But our true self belongs with the bliss and the purity of the experience of love. And uh, for ourselves and for others and for all living things around us. And so the one conscious love to me is when we are in unity with each other, when we can feel each other's vibration and energy, and like you spoke of, attract the energies that we're wanting, and let go of energies that we don't want and don't serve us. So that's kind of what it means to me.
Okay. Yes, yes, okay. Yes, 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 yes. And being in that love frequency or the higher frequency just feels a lot better. It's a lot more peaceful. Um, the rest, all those things you've mentioned, the greed, the anger, whatever pulls us down, feels very, very heavy.
Makes everything
And
lifted up, right? So it's harder
yeah,
to feel stressed and sleepless and all of these
mm-hmm.
things that people are suffering from, or anxiety. It's hard
Yes,
to feel that when you are in love and bliss. So it is definitely a good place to be.
correct. Yes, 100%. Yes, 100%. Yes,
Oh, it
yes.
was so lovely to have you here, Beatrix. I'm so glad that we met and that you took this opportunity to meet everyone here in the One Conscious Love Network. Anything else you wanted to share before we wrap up?
Thank you for inviting me. Um, I think I've shared everything. Nothing comes to mind at the moment.
That's good.
Um, yes, yes,
And definitely, if anything else pops up, you can put it in the comments and in the links below. So thank you so
I
much for
will.
watching,
Yes,
everyone. Thank you for being here, Beatrix. It's such a wonderful pleasure to have you and to connect with you. And thanks
thank
everyone
you.
for
Thank you.
watching.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you, everyone.